I have such a bad bug bite in my shin.
From what?
Being outside, Chris. There's also a really big mosquito in my room I found this morning.
Oh, okay, that's bad.
Alright. Sinking. 3, 2, 1. I was a really bad clap. There we go. What do you want the last clap? What do you want?
Well, now there are 3 aligned points, so it's...
Easier.
Yeah, easier. Yeah, because I'm going to be editing this, so, you know.
Fair. I will be too.
Yeah, I know, but I'm editing this one.
Fair enough.
All right.
Shall we begin?
Let's go for it.
What's up on the docket?
Right, okay, so...
Oh, there's a back to it.
Well, the back to it is... It's my auxiliary points. So, in case...
Plan B?
Yeah, it's the...
In case we're out of ideas.
In case we start running out of time, and it's, like... Not... Like, if we're at, like, 20 minutes, and...
Right.
Like, we want to get it to a half hour. Like, that's my thing to stretch.
So that's the 10-minute one. All right.
Yeah. So this is the 10-minute one. I was gonna let you go first if you want.
Okay. So actually, yeah, I do have something surprisingly.
Okay. Proud of you.
Yeah, I didn't plan for this at all. I'll just show up with the equipment. Okay. There was the great. So we talked about the great filter, right?
Yes.
Like we have similar interest in it.
Yes.
For anyone who's, for whatever god awful reason you're watching, the great filter is the. I really sound like I'm on a radio show right now. Mm-hmm. The great filter is this theory that explains either the existence of or the non-existence of extraterrestrial life. So essentially, there's this unseen technological, societal, civilizational filter that any advanced life form will reach at some point, and only certain ones that are like technologically advanced enough to survive like whatever great tragedy befalls them, either like an economic crash or whatever, mm-hmm. they pass the filter,
right?
Thus becoming like the ET that we would think we would ever find,
right?
So the theory for us, since we have never found or had any reasonable proof of extraterrestrial contact, the theory is that we either have yet to reach the filter, so we have yet to reach a species-ruining calamity, or we've passed the filter and nothing else has passed it.
Right.
So we're the first. That's how that's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
What I read recently on a Reddit post, recently as in like 9:30 last night.
Somebody's prepared.
Oh no, I wasn't looking up. I just found it by accident.
Okay.
So what that was saying was, what if... So like any sci-fi movie always describes like the aliens that we meet as like these hugely ancient civilizations that lasted for billions of years.
Right. Yeah.
But since our universe is technically still young,
mm-hmm.
and like a couple billion years is pretty young for a universe, who's to say we're not the ancient advanced civilization? Like we're the first one to start, and there's nothing intelligent enough to create a society to match our own yet.
And to that point, your point is scarily close to mine. But no, I'm not kidding. That's actually like painfully close. But I will humor you in your
humor me.
In your
go on, Chris. Humor me
to explain this.
Okay.
Because I find it very, very scary to think that we are the ancient civilization. Like, we are the first one, because on some level, that means that, like, somehow we are that fragile that literally everybody else around us has died trying to become a civilization of this size. And
that doesn't mean that there's nothing or like, just because, like, since we're the first, that could mean, yes, that could mean that things haven't made it to our standard.
Mm-hmm.
However, that also means nothing that has been developed, evolved to a certain point where they can begin forming a civilization. So technically, it's like you can also think about it as if we're the first species in this universe to, or galaxy, or whatever, like whatever unit of measurement you want to use. Like we're the first in this, I'm just gonna say universe, to reach civilization and like a technological advancement.
Right.
Whereas everything else is just like bacteria in a puddle. Like you don't know that yet. We don't know that yet.
Right. And yeah, well, that's completely possible. What I'd also say is, if you look at it from a standpoint of, like, think about all of the times that we have almost accidentally nuked ourselves and ended civilization as a whole.
Yeah.
Between, there was basically all the stuff in the Cold War. We almost dropped a bomb on, we almost nuked North Carolina.
Yeah.
Have you heard about that one?
No.
There was a plane that was transporting an atom bomb, and it, for basically, long story short, it crashed, and all of the defense mechanisms on it failed except for one. There was like one low voltage, like
Trigger.
basically keeping it down on the DL. Like we were
On
very
the
seriously
DL.
close to losing North Carolina,
As an
which
entire
is fine because
state.
we have another one. But like,
But depending on where you hit, you'll hit both. They're
no, it was on the east side of, like, there was in
the coast,
northeastern part of North Carolina, I believe.
Okay. Jeez.
So
There was also that one scare where a nuclear warning system went off.
uh-huh.
It was a faulty system that warned the. So like, there's a dude just sitting at a panel with a key that opens up a button that he presses to launch nukes for the country.
This was the USSR, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it was a USS. Yeah, he was on a nuclear sub, I want to say.
The nuclear sub is a different one.
No? Okay, never
You're
mind.
talking about two different things.
Okay, cool. That's not good.
So
That's not good. So the first one, it's Russian dude sitting in his control panel. Alarm blares on the monitor saying someone launched a nuke. But he's like, he had the thing open, about to push the button. Thank God, like, mutually assured destruction was a thing.
mm-hmm.
Because that ran through his head and was like, wait, let's check the system. Turns out the system was false. And he could have started a war that killed the entire planet.
The USSR detected nukes flying over Wyoming, but it was just space dust.
Yeah.
So that was a scary one. We also then, the one in the submarine that you're thinking about is a different one. There were a bunch of, this was during the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Of course.
There was a Russian submarine with nukes that was, I believe, perched near Cuba, and they had been, because of the embargo, they weren't allowed. They would have been shut down if they had been, like, if they had come up, or if they had, come out of the water. So they had to be underwater for like 3 days straight. They were out of food. They were out of water. It was in complete darkness because they lost all power.
Of course.
And
Dude, being on a sub in that situation would be awful.
Mm-hmm.
Being in a submarine period would be awful. I could not stand being. Actually, no, it'd be cool for a couple days, and then realizing I can't get out would be awful.
on top of that, complete darkness, low food, hot as hell. I will figure out at some point. Me watching this in the future is going to figure out whether I'm going to bleep out hell.
Just don't.
No, I know, but my good Christian content.
Oh my god.
Um,
Do you understand our audience? Maybe one person who is our
like-
age
it's like
who
a-
swears more than we do.
It's like and your girlfriend.
I mean, yeah. You're not wrong.
But that's a good point. I'll figure it out.
Maybe.
So
Maybe not. Yeah, no, never mind.
Oh, that's cute. You guys are really cute.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
I followed her on Instagram and I saw those
I
photos
know.
and those are adorable.
I thought you were going to bring up the 1,000 follower thing again.
Oh, no, I'm not going to bring that up. I still have to get to my point, and we diverged from nukes. But basically, submarine, there were three people in the Russian system to launch that nuke from that submarine, which it was getting depth charged by
Lord.
I want to say American battleships or some kind of destroyer, some kind of American ship.
Explosion barrels.
And that was an accident by the way. Like
what, depth charging a sub?
Yep. But the Russians were like, they hadn't gotten any communication from anybody in Russia in about 3 days because they had no anything.
Ooh, I'm like right on the edge of that camera. Okay.
Yeah. If anytime you move, like I'll figure it out. But
she caught me out.
So when that happened and the depth charges went off, you had to have 3 people agree to like send a nuke because it is obviously a big deal. But this Russian ship thought basically they had no idea that we weren't at war with Russia because it was very tense. It was the Cuban Missile Crisis, right. And it could have happened at any time. Mm-hmm. And they were worried for their own lives, and also completely hot, like in the complete darkness. Society was collapsing in that submarine. Typical stuff.
Society of 20 people.
Well, honestly,
yeah. You
gotta remember, like those Peruvian mine when that Peruvian mine collapsed.
Oh, dude, that was awful.
Society
so
broke down there.
Yeah.
And the darkness and the heat and all this stuff, lack of food, will do that to you.
Ooh.
2 of these Russian submarine men,
Marines,
yeah, better word. I know what you were thinking.
I don't know. Submarines.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to cut that phone. Oh, I forgot about the phone.
Egg.
I might have actually cut that. If I cut that,
cut.
Yeah, if we cut back in, there was a phone that rang and it bothered me, and I couldn't edit around it, and I apologize. So what happened to that submarine? 2 of the 3 guys said, "Let's nuke them," and one guy, from the sound of it, honestly, wasn't even like, from the story that I got, wasn't even thinking, we're at war. He was just kind of afraid to nuke them in the first place. Like,
right.
Like the power of that was just so terrifying to him that it almost didn't matter. He just didn't want to do it anyways.
Fair enough. Good for that guy.
I know, right? So that's why we don't, once again, have a large crater in the
why we're not an actual
Atlantic Ocean. So my point in all of this was
the Great Filter that we started talking about.
I have a better proposal.
Okay.
As for why the Great Filter is, what the way around the Great Filter.
All right.
And why the first civilization we will meet is our first contact will not be with an ancient civilization of 2 billion years. My whole thing behind this is because life is fragile. Even if you have evolved past the bacterium stage, to be able to get into space, you pretty much have to develop nuclear power, and right. The amount of possibility for things to go wrong, even today, we film this on a Tuesday. By the Friday that we post this, there might not be a world anymore because nukes could happen. Like, it's probably not going to happen, but it's possible.
You'll at least watch the mess that we're making, and then we'll die. Because who want
Nobody's going to watch this. But what my point is, our first contact will not be with a 2 billion year old civilization.
Okay.
Our first contact will not be with a sentient being. It will be with a robot.
But,
because...
Can you explain yourself, please?
So when you think about it, humans will struggle mightily to expand even to Mars, even to colonize Mars. There is, on the whole, like a very small possibility that we will be able to colonize the solar system, much less anything larger, to be able to find other life or to be able to find anything else, because basically, like, it's just so difficult. Gravity on Mars is different. Gravity
Okay.
on other planets is different from Earth. Everything is...
Okay.
We have evolved very well to live on Earth. Not very well to live anywhere else, really. But you know what we can make evolve to live anywhere, on anything, with very limited materials, you know, given the right-ish circumstances, is we can just build robots to do it for us. So I see two ways of this happening. One, the alternate civilization that we make first contact with, the robot civilization, either design the robots to be able to expand everywhere and live everywhere, or number two, the robots evolved on their own, and killed their designers, which is honestly, terrifying. Another terrifying thing that could happen, another reason that life is very fragile, but the ability for something that isn't technically alive to be able to expand and to be able to, like, if you design a robot that kind of behaves like a human, that has the desire to expand, that has the desire to do things that other life cannot do, but that is rather human, that has the tendency to expand, or that has the tendency to want to break out, that is a lot more viable than, you know, a spaceship traveling for 1,000 years with humans in, you know, hypersleep chambers, or faster than light travel, or things that basically just aren't likely possible.
I want to say that there have been, so like, I forget who, physicists and mathematicians and rocket scientists and whatnot, have like developed theories for these kind of things, like warp drive and FTL and stuff like that. And like, theoretically, they can be proven.
Right.
But we don't have the energy output or the technology right now to produce such a thing.
Right.
So really, it's still stuck in numbers, and even then, the numbers are theoretically possible, I think. It's not like anyone will be watching here to correct me. So, you know, you have a computer. But I'm not saying do it, it's fine. But like,
can we go faster than light? It autocorrects it for me. That's fun.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of sci-fi nerds figured it out. Or wanted to figure it out. Wanted to know. Yeah, I'm one of them, so it's fine.
Its general consensus is no, nothing can go faster than light. But
we can approach it, though.
We can approach it, yes.
You can reach like 99%.
Right. And
that's fast enough.
That's provided that we can find a material that will actually sustain a ship that can go that quickly. And that humans can, you know, take the physical stress of traveling that quickly and all this stuff.
That also brings about
robots could. I'm just saying.
Okay, yeah, but like robots they don't have a shelf life.
Right, exactly. Which is why it's a lot more likely that we'll meet robots.
But there would be, all right. So there's a civilization that can create an AI intelligent, because like at that point it's not a robot, it's an AI, 100% an AI. If it has
robot's a weak word, but
no, that's fine. They have it's a metallic shell. Like if there is a society or a civilization culture great enough to build an AI that can want for itself and expand for itself, think for itself, they've already surpassed us. So like we might find the ruins of one, but there has been one, and we're seeing the remnants of it. We're seeing like technically we're seeing their greatest achievement, their child that never died.
Right, and I mean, when it comes down to it, just I lost my train of thought. It's so hard. Oh my goodness.
That's why I haven't been sniffing, because I feel bad. I'm sorry if you can't cut out all the sniffs. If you have to listen to me just like sniff a lot, I feel so bad. I mean, no one's gonna be listening, but
yeah,
I feel really bad if
when
someone's
we get
listening.
Famous, and
this is our pilot, and he's gonna be sniffing a lot.
Yeah, this is our pilot, and like, you know.
Oh God.
Nobody really goes back and watches this pilot though, so we'll be okay.
I mean, yeah.
We're still figuring it out. Season 1's gonna be a burning pile of trash. But the remnants of a precursor civilization could very well be robots, and I honestly think that is probably what would happen, is we would find the ruins of the civilization that produced the robots. But I don't think that really we're ever going to find other intelligent life, just because it's just hard enough, and distance is kind of an amazing thing when you really think about it, because like it takes me 4 hours, 5 hours to drive up to upstate New York from Pennsylvania.
Okay, yeah. Then again, it is the U.S. and we're obnoxiously large.
Right, but it takes...
I know what you mean.
Probably, I think it takes 4 hours to drive to take a train from one side of France to the other, and it's one of those like super fast trains.
I mean, I can do like a 40-minute walk and go from Germany to France.
Yeah, but like...
I'm kidding. I'm just being annoying.
Cut
me out. Just cut me out.
Yeah. I'm not going to.
Please do.
Most of this is going to stay uncut, and I think we're only so far going to cut out some of your sniffles and...
possibly the phone.
Possibly the phone, and...
Why is it a possibility? Just cut it out.
Yeah, no, we're going to cut out the phone.
We'll see how much we have.
Yeah. We're already at 20 minutes and 30 seconds.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Our first contact will be robots. I feel very strongly that is true. I don't
know. Like, I feel confident that there's something out there that we haven't met yet. Like, there's something smart, like an intelligent enough species that we have yet to meet. Because, I mean, like, alright, UFO sightings are a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure most of them can be explained by something natural that happened in, like, the atmosphere or the stratosphere or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Ball lightning, who knows? I don't even know what that is. It's just a theory. But you can't just think up, like, an alien abduction out of the blue. Like, I get there are people who have, like, something, like a screw loose, like, they're schizophrenics, like, delusional people. But, like, if you've ever seen, like, any alien documentary,
mm-hmm.
maybe,
I've seen... My dad is a big fan of Ancient Aliens.
That's a good show. But...
Good is a strong word.
It's fun. It's a fun time.
It's like...
It's a mess,
how far
but it's
can
a
you
fun
suspend
time.
your disbelief
Exactly.
without just imploding?
I mean, it's fun. Nice.
Didn't happen.
The camera saw it. You gonna cut that out?
I might.
I don't know. I think there's a grain of truth to any of these sightings because they're so widespread, and like there's more than one person corroborating the same sighting at a different location at the same time, or like they see the same thing over and over and over again. Like that to me says that there's something maybe here. I mean, it's fun just to think about. Like, it's obviously have to suspend some kind of like disbelief here, but it's fun to think that there is something that has already found us that we have yet to find.
Can I be completely honest with you? Like, bottom of my heart, this is something that I actually believe.
Are you gonna trash me?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just gonna take a shot at me.
I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. But it's a reason that doesn't sound very solid.
Okay, go on.
Until you really think about it.
Shoot.
There is no way that there would be, like, that if aliens really did communicate with Earth, or even kind of fly by, that the President of the United States would not know about it, right? Just presumably.
Okay, are you gonna take a shot at Trump, though?
There is no way that man can keep his mouth quiet. Tell me, think about it, though, honestly. That... Not even because I don't like him, and I don't, but... I don't like him.
It's the first show, stop!
What are we gonna do? Upset the conservative viewer? Who is conservative on this? That's like... pro-Trump. I just feel that he is a person that struggles, good, bad, or indifferent, with not...
Secrecy.
Yeah, with secrecy. And I honestly think that he would have at least said something that made a mild reference towards there are aliens, if there really were aliens that we, like... There might be things that are unexplainable. There might be things that may or may not have happened, and we don't know why they happened. But I really do not think that there are aliens, purely because I think that Donald Trump would have said that there are aliens. And that's kind of a bad answer, but that's honestly what I believe. Yes.
Since there's not only the president, like, obviously the president, as some, okay, not, take away Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Any other president would have known that there was alien contact. Right. Of any kind. Given the fact that he's such a blabbermouth,
mm-hmm.
would it be safe to say that there are people high up enough that are in, like, his sphere of influence, like his cabinet or whatever, that are keeping it quiet from him because they know he wouldn't shut up? I bet that there is someone in the government, some high-ranking intelligence officer of some kind, who has some evidence of some kind of contact. Maybe. That's a fun thing to think about. I think maybe, but who knows?
I think that they have to. I mean, I feel like you just kind of have to tell the president, though. Like,
but like,
I think they have to know everything. I don't think that there's anything that you can not tell the president. And honestly, going back on our current guy, I think if you came up to him and you were like, okay, so there's something that I can't tell you, but you need to think this way because of reasons that I can't tell you. First off, that would annoy me, so I'm not even blaming the guy, but he would, like, go to CNN and be like, they're not telling me everything, liberal
he really
bias.
think he'd go to CNN?
Like, no, he wouldn't go to, he'd go to Fox News.
He'd go to Fox with Friends.
The liberal bias, they're not letting me know what's going on with the aliens.
I think that if you're supposed to keep something secret from the president, you wouldn't even tell him that you know something he's not allowed to know. At that point, you just keep it quiet to yourself and those under you.
That's
not even that. Just, like, have people give you information and you don't say anything. It's like, shut the gate at you because you can trust yourself, not other people.
That's fair. But I feel like somehow there should be some way that...
I'm sure if that man caught wind of aliens screwing around in our airspace, or even in our atmosphere, he'd say something. I'm sure.
Yeah, no, that's, and I will accept your devil's advocate point as legitimate, very apprehensively, but I will at least humor it because I can't think of a better way to shoot it down, and yeah, we'll go with that for now.
All right, good.